My mom feels entitled to my inheritance money. She wants to use it to put a down payment on a house. Hello, Reddit talkative here. Yesterday, I had a consultation with a lawyer who told me that my case is pretty much an open and shut situation. They advised me to dig deeper into my dad's assets before he passed and to talk to the insurance company to explore my options. I was told to call back on Tuesday the 17th. Honestly, I'm terrified. I've reached out to 5 law firms so far, and every time I discuss the situation, I feel a knot in my stomach. I'm scared of going through with this, scared that I'm somehow not deserving of the money, and scared that I'm a terrible person for even considering it. Here's what happened. Earlier this year, I discovered that I was supposed to receive around 160K in inheritance money when my father passed away. I found out by sheer accident. My mother, who has always been a bit shady with money, was acting particularly strange. One day, I decided to investigate a cabinet in our house that she seemed overly protective of. And there it was, a letter addressed to me from the life insurance company. It clearly stated that I was the beneficiary, and all I had to do was submit some paperwork to get my check. But here's the kicker. Somehow, my mother managed to submit documents on my behalf and cash the check that was in my name. And for what? It's not like she needed the money. She had already received 500K in inheritance herself. When I confronted her, she had the audacity to claim it was her money. But when I told her I'd contacted the life insurance company and had photocopies of the check and all the documents, her tune changed. She tried to negotiate with me, offering 10K haul up front and 2K every month after that. I refused. I knew she'd guilt-trip me into delaying the payments if we went that route. She then had the nerve to say she'd be homeless if I took all the money at once. So I made her show me her bank statements. She's sitting on 330K and has been making 6 figures for the past 3 years. Homeless? Please. I told her I needed a substantial amount of money to even think about moving out. I had plans to move out with a friend, but my mom dragged her feet in giving me any money. Finally, I got 50K from her. A week later, she asked to borrow 20K for a month because she needed it in her account for a lender to approve a condo or house she wanted to buy. I foolishly mentioned that I'd be getting grants from school, and she started hinting that she wanted to borrow that money too. A few weeks later, she literally forced me to go with her to the bank to withdraw 20Ks. That was on October 3rd. On November 23rd, I asked for 2K back since it had been almost 2 months. Her response? She ignored me. When I called her, she broke down, crying hysterically, accusing me of doing drugs, gambling, and being mean. She said I was abnormal and that I'd ruined her life. All because I asked for my money back. A couple of days later, we had a 4-hour argument. I was so disgusted by her behavior that I told her I wanted nothing to do with her. Then, out of nowhere, she comes into my room, crying, asking for a hug, and saying she suppresses her feelings. She offered to give me $500 now and $500 on December 22nd. What the hell? I tried to keep my cool, but eventually I couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't giving her the silent treatment, but I wasn't initiating any conversations either. She noticed and asked what was wrong. I told her it was the money. She acted like she was about to cry again, and then left the house, transferring another $500 afterward. I haven't spoken to her since. It infuriates me that she feels entitled to this money. She already got 500K, and now she's treating the money she borrowed from me like it's an allowance. Legally, it's my money. Get over it. And here's the thing that really sticks with me. When I was 19, working 2 jobs and going to college full-time, I was leaving the house to get a haircut one day. My mom asked where I was going, and when I told her, she said, "Really? You're supposed to be using that money to help me." This woman had received 660K, and she still thought her needs were more important than mine. I'm so mad, and yet I struggle with pushing through this. I hate making people uncomfortable, and that's why I usually can't blindside someone by bringing up an issue out of the blue. I tend to text first, but I'm starting to think that's never a good idea.